All right, please stand for the
Crowd
Pledge of
quiet down.
Allegiance.
Dean Minor, where are you?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I bet you there's no kids nowadays that can say that.
I'm the only one saying it.
Supervisor Boyer.
That's
Here.
where we learned that.
Councilman Barber.
Here.
Councilman Carter.
Here.
Councilman Salaski.
Here.
Councilman Barron, absent.
Okay, tentative budget. So just to remind everybody, this is the tentative budget. Once we approve it tonight, that becomes a preliminary budget, but we still make changes to the preliminary budget up until the public hearing. So if you look at general fund, I told you I'd made some changes. Pulled more out of the appropriated fund balance. We have plenty there. Real property taxes, 200,000. Interest and penalties, I lowered it there because really our interest is down lower. Franchises still 2,000. Clerk fees 500. Beach shelter reservation 600. The grant, that's an in and out. We don't even get the application until later this year. Interest and earnings, I put 88,000 there. Rental 48,000, that's the increase for the three places that we rent. Games of chance 10, dog license the same, fines and forfeited bail lower. We discussed that last time. Orsian sales, 75,000. That's basically what we sell to Ellenberg and various other small amounts. Miscellaneous, 500. State revenue sharing, 1,200. Mortgage checks. You know what? Those two numbers are wrong. That's why it was off, because that should be 12,000 and 12,000.
We had a little wrinkle today in the program.
I
It's
tell
been
you,
fun.
this, okay, so that's gonna change that number a little bit. I can probably drop the real property tax back down, so we'll fix that. My numbers were off by an amount and I couldn't figure out why, and now I see it. Those numbers were put in wrong. So, legislative board, that doesn't change. None of the payrolls changed. The only one that went up was Becky's, and we explained last time, when everybody got the $500 and Mark got $600 that time, Becky never got hers.
That was omitted.
And Leslie had told her last year, oh, you know what? I never gave you that $500 raise a couple years ago. So,
We actually pay that assessor. He was a county person,
he does, we paid county. That's the county contract.
so we have to abide by their numbers.
Yep. We can look for another assessor, because
Yeah,
this is the third year of the contract, so.
hasn't approved me.
So down there, let's see, election contractual, that went up. They give us that number as well. Those all stay the same. Town hall maintenance dropped at 5,000. Town hall equipment, I put up 2,000, because like I said, the supervisor's office needs a new computer, and Brooke needs a new printer. So, training, I put up to 3,000 because this judge wants to go in person to his training.
It won't be as high this year either, I was supposed to tell you that. He's got, the next class is gonna be in Albany, so it won't be in Niagara Falls, so it'll be closer, less of everything. I don't know if
Okay.
you're gonna leave it like that, but
Yep,
it should be a little less.
it's good to have a little bit extra.
Okay.
Unallocated insurance is down, like I explained. General fund is paying a lot more of the insurance than they should have been. Dues the same. I didn't put anything in a contingent account. Our CPA has told us that if we could delete the contingent account, we really should, because that really applies to nothing. It kind of reads as a slush fund. And so they don't like to see that at the state. Dam maintenance, I lowered that back to 40. Highway 29, garage 12, street signs 5, 8, let's see. Town hall heating fuel, I dropped it 2,000 because of what it looks like right now. We're way ahead of not spending the 10,000 even by the end of the year. So we dropped it to 8. Street lighting went up. Anything with electricity goes up. The beach sign went down. We don't spend $2,000 on that beach sign. JCO, that's again the contract amount. Grant writing, parks, 7, let's see, go down there. Another change, Shazer Lake Beach contractual, dropped it a little bit. Everything else, pretty much the same. We don't have hospital medical insurance anymore. That was for Leslie. And we don't have the bond for the beach anymore, so 563, 260. If we use the numbers that we had before, which I thought were correct, but I couldn't figure out why they weren't, that's actually going to be probably about 70 cents per thousand. So I'll make those changes.
So you're looking to keep this number
I'm-
and adjust the income number?
Yeah, the 200,000, I can drop back down to 190, and that comes out to being 70 cents per thousand. So
71?
70.
20,000 though,
That's what it should be. Yeah, 20,000. Well,
so 180.
well, at 190 it was 70. So I had taken more money out of our contingent account. I already split the two.
Yeah, because those are both went up 10,000 on each of those.
Yeah. So I'll drop those back down to 190. Okay. And 130, 250. Tomorrow when I get those taken care of, I can email you guys these if you want them, or else I can just print new ones and put them in your folders or whatever.
There's a meeting tomorrow night, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can give them tomorrow.
I'm gonna be here all over again.
Part-town B fund, that went down 3 cents. We lowered the amount for taxes to 23,415. It's a little bit deceptive, everything, well, let's see, youth program personal went down 15, contractual went down 1,000, and everything, permits other 2,000. So I dropped the permits amount because that line was for those short-term rental permits. And this year, he got a bunch, but they're 2-year permits. So next year, he might not get nearly as many. And if he does, then it'll even out anyway. I mean, if that's basically an in and out line. Whatever gets taken in there will get paid out there. So whatever the amount is, it'll still even out. But that one's down to 10 cents. Highway. Okay, there's a change. The appropriated fund balance amount is 22, it's $2,000 less, 22,264, that top line. And so change that 913,325 in bold, drop that by $2,000, so 911,325.
John's truck must be ready.
Okay, so that number there,
Good.
drop it to the same as what is way on the bottom. Unallocated insurance, that went up a lot, 10,000, because that's where some of it went. Consolidated highway aid, Mark, I put 180 there because you're rolling over CHIPS money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does that look about right, or should there be an even bigger number there?
I'd have to see our chips thing first.
And you haven't gotten that yet, have you?
No,
Okay.
But you got last year's,
yeah. That should be about right there.
So we'll leave it like that. I mean, if we get something between now and October
Yeah.
22nd, we can make all the changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 5 thing tire popped and all
Yeah.
that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's about right.
So the insurance has gone up, obviously, because of all the equipment. Contingent account, we still have one there, but I dropped it to 5,000. Uniforms went up to 2,000. The cost of clothes has gone up. General repairs, personal, I left that where it is. The contractual, left it. Improvements capital outlay, I dropped it 10,000. Improvement chips, 180,000 again. It might be more than that, right?
It might be.
Yeah. Machinery, equipment, we could drop that. Now that we have a lot of new equipment, we're not fixing it constantly, unless we lend it to somebody. Machinery contractual, put that up. That's where that's the line that we use when you rent.
Yeah,
And that's to take care of that mower that you're gonna rent.
right.
So should take care of the dozer and that mower, 15,000.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Fuel, gasoline went up. I put that up, we've had to fill the gas tank, because everything uses gas now, with the exception of your truck.
Yeah,
So, except for the tandems, of course, but diesel, we're doing good on that. I kept it the way it was. Snow removal personal, that kept that the way it was. Contractual, the same. Salt, the same. Any word on your salt?
not yet.
Retirement had to go up. Social Security, the same. Workers' comp, the same. Let's see the next. Hospital insurance, that really took a leap. One, because last year Jason wasn't taking insurance. We were just giving him the buyout at the end of the year. And the new guy is taking insurance. Plus, insurance went up 11.7%. Which I understand, talking to supervisors this morning, some of theirs went up 17%. So, and installment purchase debt, that pays for the three things that we have on the lease to buy: the tandem, the big loader, and the Avant. So that covers that. So with all of that, highway went down to 261. That's, we're taking money out of appropriated funds, and looking through all my paperwork, there's a formula they use, how much you should have in savings versus how much your budget is. And so we need to take a little bit out of the highways emergency funding, so that's that one.
But that 22,000 you're taking out of that,
Taking out of their savings.
how much did they make this year from my class?
They made about that.
All
Yep, and that's,
that.
I haven't touched
that.
that.
Down to 4% now.
Yeah, I haven't touched the principal in, and actually that's not, the only thing we have in NICLAS right now is a very small thing, because actually Community Bank was giving us a better deal. So there's, the highway savings is in a mutual fund, and our savings is in a mutual fund, and those were 4.25. So, for what I took out of the A fund for interest and earnings, that 88,000, that wasn't all that we earned. That's what we earned to date. But there's still, we should see 100,000 in that one by the end of the year. And this is what highway had earned year to date. So they'll probably have would have earned 25,000 by the end of the year. So if we can keep that kitty in there for a real emergency. Okay. Lime Mountain Sewer. This is an interesting one. At the bottom, these numbers are all screwed up, so, but we'll start at the top. So they do have some money in savings, or that hasn't been used, their unused fund balance. So we can take 5,000 out of that. Sewer rents are up to 204,340. Let's see. So their insurance goes way up because they were way underinsured. They weren't underinsured, it's just other accounts were paying for their insurance. Sewer admin contractual, 270. They didn't ask for raises. Sewer treatment contractual should go down a little bit. But I didn't want to go too far down, so 40,000. All the state stuff is the same. Okay, now you get down to their bonds. So the term bond principal, that 54,457 is their existing bond that is still in place until 2034. And then the serial bond principal, 4299, that's the new bond, the $3 million one. And then serial bond interest is, if I take that back, serial bond, the new bond is only about 340,000 spread out over 25 years, I believe. So of course, the first year of a bond, you pay a lot more of the interest and only a little bit of the principal. And that slowly shifts as you go along each payment year. So last year, their O&M rent was 502. Their debt service was 448. These numbers were wrong here because this is what was in for the other year. Was 448 and that went down. And then their full unit was 950 and that's going down to 818. The reason it was so high last year is I just didn't know what we were going to have for payments this year because none of the bonding and banning and all of that stuff had been fleshed out yet. So we went high to make sure that that we could pay for everything. And so up above where you see ban interest, that 5,000, that's whatever we have for interest on that 200,000 that was borrowed back in 2021, that will be covered by the grant. So that's why there's nothing in that line for ban interest up on the top expenses, because that will be part of what the grant pays for. So
Have we received all that grant money?
we haven't received the grant money at all.
Nothing.
Well, no, so we received $3 million as a ban, the short-term ban. We have to pay that back in January. When we get the grant money, we'll pay off that $3 million, and then we also had a bond for 338 and change. That's what so that will be what they're going to be paying on. The grants should wipe out the $3 million plus the $88,000 in interest that's on that $3 million.
At what point in there do we pay back our general fund for the money that we put in that?
We already did.
You did already?
We did. Yeah, we transferred. There was 50, we paid for that out of the 338 that came in.
So we must have signed for something somewhere along the way.
Yep. I can show you all the paperwork in there. So it came in, we paid back general fund, and so we just had to transfer. Remember I told you we got that $3 million, and we put $2 million of it in the money market so it could draw interest, and we left $1 million in capital funds where we pay bills out of. And so we just got a bunch of bills in where we had to transfer another $1 million over into capital funds. So we still have $1 million sitting, drawing interest in with our money market account. But I'm sure that by November we'll be moving that over as well, because they're getting down to the nitty gritty work now. All the trades are there now. So. But that's going to be, I guess that's good news for the sewer customers, because that's dropped. I don't see it going down anymore. unless we have leftover, unless they don't use up that whole 3 million that we, the $3 million ban. So any money left over from that, we can apply to their appropriated fund balance and can help them in the future, but we'll go in at this amount anyway, and then and hopefully it can go down. It shouldn't go up at all. Knock on wood, if something happens. Danamore Sewer, we were able to drop that. They have a lot in their appropriated fund balance. So we took 11,000 out of there, 11,027. Sewer rents, 18,200. Interest and penalties, I dropped to 100. Unallocated insurance, they were pretty close. So we only had to bump that a little bit. Everything else pretty much stays the same. Added $100 to the reserve equipment just to make things even. So it was so $350 for their sewer, down from $400.
No, I hope it ain't raining out.
No, I think that's just
No,
the
that's
air.
there. That's there.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Line Mountain, what's the next thing that you guys have? Is it lights?
Like,
Okay. Mine's all out of order, so just, Line Mountain lights, had to go up, electricity's gone up. So, we're gonna be a little bit over the 10,000 by the end of the year, so I bumped it to 12. So it's up to 93 cents. What do you have next?
Saturday, the water level.
Saturday,
That, again, they just send us the, what our portion is. So it went down, so it's down to 14 cents.
When's that meeting coming up?
I'm waiting on Donnie Bilo to, we've all said we want the meeting. He's just, I don't know if it's because it's budget time and whatnot.
Does Zand, a minute to come in?
Excuse me?
Does Zand from Ellenberg, he's gonna show
We'll see. I know Sarah Titus is gonna show up. So, we'll,
up? It'd be nice to be informed on that.
yep, as soon as I know, as soon as they schedule it, they said probably end of September, beginning of October, so I'm thinking beginning of October, because we're pretty much the end of September already.
That time of year,
What do you have next?
And more water.
Danamore Water. We were able to drop that one back down. They have plenty in their appropriated fund balance. We had jacked it up last year because we were working on that, trying to get that water system, that loop in there. That's still, it's still ongoing, but we're gonna try for some grants on that as well. So, but they have quite a bit in their appropriated fund balance, so we dropped them back down to 200. We had put it up quite a bit because of those water breaks. So let's see what changed. So I did jump up the water distribution contractual. That'll cover paying the engineers for when they do the plan for that, fixing that water system. And their insurance could go down. They were overpaying their insurance. So everything else is about the same. So we can get them down to 200. And then ledgers. We added two more users, so that made the big difference. Mileage jumped out a little bit. Their insurance is down by half. They were overpaying. 5032 for purification personal, water distribution contractual, 12.
Did you add in that bill that we're gonna get next year for that district from the state?
Yeah, that's under the contractual.
Okay.
That's an extra 2,000 in there.
Okay. just
So since I don't know, whoever's familiar with that system, there's that transmission line that goes from the rechlorination station to the top of the mountain. that phone line. Well, apparently they've been sending the bill to the state, and the state's been paying it.
That's good.
But when I talked to the new guy,
Perfect.
when I called him about something totally different, and he's like, oh, I'm glad I got you on the phone, because I'm looking at all this paperwork about this water district. I have no clue what's going on with the deal.
Eli,
What's his last name, Hogan? Anyway,
the guy who got the power.
because she hadn't gotten payment from the state yet, and it was on his desk. He just didn't know what all that was about. So I explained to him about the whole thing about the water system, and that the DOT put it in, and it's a special district, and it runs differently than others. And he's like, well, I've been getting this bill. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's our bill. And he goes, well, we paid it for the year, so next year, NICEAG knows to send it to us, or Verizon, because I think it's a phone transmission line that talks to, so, anyway, so that's, but it's like, well, thank you for paying it for the last few years, appreciate that. Didn't even notice it in my taxes, imagine that. So that got dropped a little bit, and hopefully we can start adding a little bit of, we put equipment reserve, added a little bit extra there, so we can start, I know he's gotta get a battery for something and a heater, so there are, all right, now we're at Lime Mountain Water. They also have something in their fund balance, we're using some of that, unmetered water sales, down a little, let's see, interest and penalties. Insurance went up. The water distribution contractual went up a bit. And everything else stayed fairly, let's see, Social Security and workers' comp had to go up a little bit because right now they're at about 20% left. They should have like about 35% left, so we had to bump that a little bit. But we're still putting money into the reserve equipment. Last year, we had changed it from 235 to 300 after those water breaks.
Yep.
So now we're back down to 235. And knocking on wood.
The water rates.
So I went to a meeting last night for EMS and fire. EMS, so using 50,000 of the 60, well, it's now only about 59,000 and change that we got from the county for shared services because we paid for the mirrors out of that. So we got 50,000 from that amount putting into the appropriated fund balance. And so taxes 398, 33. And our portion of the contract is the 443, 398, 33. And we have a line now for repairs. So we put 5,000 of that money into the repair line. And if whatever's left over, because that doesn't take up the whole 59 that's left, we can start a little kitty in there to get a little bit of savings in that line.
Order report.
The bugs. So they had calculated that everybody would be at 223.
223.
So
Last year was 212 and this year is 223 is what they're calculating.
yeah. So we with our 50,000 in. Now we were at 168 last year because we threw a bunch of the sales tax revenue into there, and then the 37,492 that came from the revenue recovery.
And I think whatever was left from the older one or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the revenue recovery from them.
Yeah.
So it's up to $2. And there should be a little bit extra left over to have a bit of a fund balance for next year. And the fire budget, they said it was going to be the same exact number as last year. So I calculated it out with our new tax base, and it was like 1.2403 something, so I left it at 125. Does anybody have any questions?
No talk on
That is,
leaving Line Mountain with the ambulance?
oh, wait, yeah, you don't have Lime Mountain, but it's not done yet.
No, Lime Mountain's not done.
So that's why it's not,
Yeah, there's still Lime
we
Mountain
got one more.
Fire, but
They got one more meeting, and
they're not done. And
it shouldn't,
I think
shouldn't be much.
No.
the scuttle is it's gonna be fairly close to what it
Yeah,
was
it's not
last
gonna be
year.
much different from
So,
what I saw.
The what?
the
Lime
Lime
Mountain.
Mountain,
The
fire,
ambulance, did they talk about the ambulance at all going Line Mountain? You guys talked about that or not?
We didn't talk about
peripherally.
that.
It was-
Talked
There
about
last
some,
night,
huh?
Danmore. They're at our station up there last night, right?
Yep, Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Still right now. But there's only, Anita wasn't there, she was on the phone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Lori was
Laura was
there,
there, the other kid wasn't there.
Chris was there.
Basically what we did was, talk about the budget stuff and some issues in Lime Mountain with picking up after themselves and charging their personal vehicles and,
Charging their person?
had their Jeep in their firehouse with their charger and plugged in
I don't know.
So
electric car,
put the kibosh on that.
put kibosh on that. They talked about getting some stretchers, but we're gonna hold off because
Yeah, the price for the one for Lime Mountain was
it's just a little bit crazy.
66,000 or something. For,
$62,318 for,
Oh, battery operated, so you don't have to pick it, the only thing you gotta do is push it in the.
Yeah.
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 And-
God damn, that's kind of pricey, isn't
the
it?
stretcher itself
well,
is like
because,
It's the
30.
batteries. It's the
well,
battery.
Dana Moore's is only 30,000. Must be, it's the style they got, they don't need, like, the one that Lime Mountain has, they gotta put another part in it to
You gotta put like a
accommodate
rail
for it.
inside the bed of the back of it
Oh, to
to
guide it.
accommodate. So that is an extra 30,000,
But
but we're like,
I
yeah,
said, yeah, we'll hold off on
lift
that.
from your knees, that's all we.
Well, basically what Sean wanted us to do is he wanted us to take our money that we got and pay for, and I'm like, no. We're taking some of that and putting it aside for a line item for repairs because we don't have any.
Yeah, cause,
line item
I
for
mean, really, I mean, they wouldn't have any at all because they really didn't bring any savings to the table. I
Yeah,
mean, we are the ones that,
Yeah, the amount of money that's getting thrown at that EMS, they better start saving the nickels.
yeah, we talked about
Most expensive thing that hits your plate on the taxes.
yep.
Something about the county, what, I don't know, they're trying to talk about stuff like that again, I guess, eh? What they're saying, or Chris was saying, he wouldn't be surprised if,
Yeah, well, you know, just like fire, they're coming up with more stringent rules and mandates.
More stringent rules or the county taking over?
well, he talked about stuff that, with Morsel having, whatever, I don't know.
Well, Morrisonville having a CON for
For
the whole
and
county,
it makes it harder for other agencies and
because
stuff,
they bought Barron's CON,
so they can bill anywhere in the county.
so that's why.
It makes it
they're all
harder for,
over
like,
this.
Other companies to come in and do, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because they got the CON for the whole county, and they can just say, all right, we start tomorrow. Because we can already bill anywhere in the county. Because they have that CON they bought from Barron's when they bought Barron's out.
I noticed now they're out calling Ellingberg for mutual aid every time they call out, use guys are damn more. If it's anything to do with this end up this way.
So from the town line, Dan Moore don't go, it's Ellenberg Center. So anything in Maryland's all Ellenberg Center, EMS and Lime Mountain Fire. So it's past,
But it was on,
time to shut, or shut.
between the Legion and Sunset. They said a 911 crash call went off.
Oh, they told me EMS out, Lime Mountain and Ellenberg Center Fire. So,
But why would they mutual aid those when you got all your equipment, everything's right here?
because everything is mutual aid, like car accident, automatic alarm, like if I have an automatic alarm at the senior housing or whatever it is, Dana Moore's automatic mutual aid down here in the lake, depending
It
on
doesn't seem like
location.
you used to be able to hear the mutual aid call afterwards. It wasn't like right on the initial
Oh,
call.
they do it right off. Lime Mountain, Ellenberg Center, mutual aid, one car rollover, whatever.
What was that one anyways?
Guy drove out. He actually hit somebody by the store and then left and made it down by the same hill where the echelons are and went straight down He's lucky, I don't know how he did it, he's lucky because he flattened about 7, 8 of them. And where he went in, there's like this knob, and he hit that knob and he went over and he went straight down. If that knob wasn't there, he probably would've went into the trees, he probably would've, but he was up walking up by the Legion when I went by with my light and siren on and waved to me. I didn't think nothing of it. I waved, I'm driving down to him, I'm thinking, I wonder if this is the guy that wrecked, but nobody confirmed because the passerby, they told me on the radio, said there was guardrails down and they saw a little bit of dust and then couldn't see anything. Well, yeah, you can't see nothing down there, it's freaking a long ways down. I pull up, I stop and I go over and I'm looking, I'm like, where? I'm looking and I see the tracks and I'm like, oh, get my truck and I drive another freaking 20 feet down the road, jump out, oh yeah, it's way down there in the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, I walked by the Legion barefoot. Went to the store.
The other cop picked him up there and brought him back down.
No shoes, get out.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I don't
Carrying
know.
his car keys, I don't know why he took the.
He's lucky he didn't get hurt.
He didn't get
He didn't want anybody to steal it. So the other paperwork that you have, I just wanted to show you, you know, we've talked about our fiscal stress and our environmental stress. So the top one, you should have the susceptible environmental stress. We are always no designation, no stress. Well, we actually hit 30 this time, which is the very lowest you could get to be susceptible environmental stress. And the reason for that is that we had a change in population because they use 5 years back. So in 2018, our population was 4,651. In 2023, the population was 3,070. Well, that's because the jail got rid of,
the annex.
1,600 inmates, and they count who's behind the wall in our census, which I've argued, when people say, you got 4,000 people in your town. No, we have less than 2,000 people in our town. We don't count the ones behind the wall, but they do. So nothing else has really changed over the years. I mean, everything still remains the same. It's just that 10 points that we got for our population dropping put us into that. So next year, unless they close the jail, we should be fine. And then the other one is just our fiscal stress level. We're still at 8.3, which we could go up to 44.9 and still have no designation. So the town is in a healthy place, even so. These numbers get put out on, they release these as reports. So in case anybody gets any questions from those people who tend to look for this kind of thing, that's the biggest reason is because of the population drop, which was not really a population drop. It was a general population drop. So.
In Clinton.
In
General
Clinton.
population drop in Clinton.
I
Yep,
don't know.
so,
Maybe it could be more, just get a few couple more months.
They're
so,
filling back up right now.
yep. Oh, maybe we'll get extra bonus points for having more
They're
people.
dumping all the county jails.
Oh, yeah.
Just open up another dorm and possibly gonna open up another one in Franklin, so. Drafts are pretty big.
So back to so that's the changes, exclusions, and all of that. Tax cap information. We will probably go over our tax cap. Formulation, even though they say there's a 2% tax cap, when you do the formulation, then when I go to my form at OSC, it says actually it can only go up 1.03%. Well, you can see with the price of everything, I mean, insurance went up
Surprised they haven't changed it.
that much. We won't be much over the tax cap, but I can't, last time I calculated it, we were over 1%. We went up more than 1%.
But we're not awarded by staying under it.
We're not rewarded by staying under, and there's no punishment for going over. It's just basically I think there used to be, but, when they first did it, it's like, oh my God, you can't go over the tax cap. But,
I'm surprised they haven't changed it. I mean, the way the cost of living is.
And I think they're just too lazy to take that site down, so we still have to do it. I mean, I can see if there's some towns that just really go overboard and, you know, really slam
Lazy, yeah.
their taxpayers and, you know, they're increasing things by 10% every year, that kind of thing. But we really don't have that problem. I mean, overall, I believe that our rates have gone down overall. We just had a couple that went up a little bit. I mean, highway went down considerably. General went up a little bit, not very much. EMS went up a little bit, not very much. And I think everything else, basically, Line Mountain Lights went up. Blame NYSEG. Yeah, we got a bill today from NYSEG
You got a smart meter?
for,
No,
to town, it's actually the sewer plant. Got a bill for 6,000 and change.
6,200.
Our previous one was $140.
Did they give you a new meter?
Uh-huh.
Did they give you a commercial meter? Because it's a building like that? So the minute they plug that in, whatever was calling for in there, that peaked that out and you pay a basic charge.
This was an estimate.
And this
Just to
was,
have it.
and this said
wasn't-
estimate on it.
Well, look at the radio next to me. That was going $4,000 or $5,000 a month. That's like, ooh, you can have that electric bill back. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So, yeah, but you look at your bills, there's some actuals and there's estimates every other year, every other month. This was an estimate, and Brooke got on the phone with them, and she's like, no freaking way, is this correct? And they're like, well, can you have somebody take a picture of the meter? So the guys went up, took a picture of the meter, and she sent it to him. But it's like, and she says, the most we've ever paid at that meter was $420. And,
To run the ship plant,
yep,
It was actually the Dan
cost me
Moore one.
more to run my house.
It was the Dan Moore one.
Also, there was.
No.
She said it was Gerbil.
no, it was Lime Mountain.
Lime
Oh, she told me it was.
So over the last month, are those contractors plugging in, buzzing that panel hard, running all their equipment, their welders and?
Oh, she said it was
No, I think
district
they're-
number 4.
Hmm?
She told me it was, it says 4.
The boys went up there and got it or something.
They got the meter up in Lime
Yeah,
Mountain.
one
That's
down
where
there.
she said it was. She said it was a sewer plant.
Oh, she said it was William Gerbil. That's what she said the name. So that's all I'm going
Oh, well, they probably took a picture of the wrong meter.
by.
Yeah, maybe Aki probably tapped into that one, or Dollar General.
Well, we'll get it straightened out. I'll have to,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she looked,
Because she said to me, because I said, which one is that? And she says, oh, Gerbil. And that's how she associates the place with the name. She goes with, you know.
because he doesn't even do the
top.
sewer. He does
No,
water, and we don't have any meters in
That's what I
water.
thought. I didn't know what she was talking about.
I think she was confused when she talked to
The boys
you.
went and got the picture of that when I saw them at the store and they were telling me, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah,
$6,000 though. That's excessive.
yeah. Well, obviously it's wrong, because, I mean,
Yeah.
even if those guys plugged in everything for,
But if
A
it goes
month.
to a commercial meter, they do stand to the fact that the minute they slap them in and you go turn the power on, whatever's gonna come on, that's their peak. And that's what they adjust your payment on, is that peak, and then you're charged on a kilowatt hour after that.
well, they can take their peak, because we're not giving them 6,000. Because she goes, well, it's just an estimate. That's really not what it probably is, and, you know, it'll get credit. No, we're not paying you $6,000 up front. Period. So you figure out what we actually owe you. We're not gonna pay you, you know, what is that?
15
It's
years
like
for
so
free.
many, $5,000 extra.
The little guy come from Texas there with his truck, you're gonna change your meter, no you aren't. I said, you see that blacked up? I said, you better hit it quick. I said, that dog's coming up. Okay, mister, back in his truck in your lap.
Why, you didn't get the smart meter?
No,
She's going to be the last one in the world.
I don't want to move that. It's all satellite, something monitored. Glad you put aluminum foil over them all. They can't read it.
We're tin hat.
I'll try
It
that.
don't matter because before,
Reading it from the satellite?
Yeah.
that's how they get it, yeah. Before they even put the smart meters in, our bill was crazy.
Well, you said that they
Everybody's
took, when
told us.
Sherry called
Before they even
about
put
it.
that meter in.
There's certain sites,
Yeah.
as you
I
look,
think
you
that's
read
what we
on
were
that.
paying for.
They say if that
For them
meter's
to do
there,
all these
in your
upgrades.
bedroom, or a kid's
Because
bedroom's
the
on there,
meter's
you
up on
call
the
them up,
line,
tell them to take that meter back
Just some of
out,
the wife
the
and
radiation that comes off it.
2
The
kids
radiation's
there,
about 5 times.
$100 for
what
1 month.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I was like, holy crap.
That's why I'm adamant about Brandon, he's got one, and it's right on the head, right on Ensley's end head.
Mm-hmm.
So call him up, tell him to come pull it up.
Okay, so that's the tax cap information. So if I can get someone to accept the preliminary budget, and of course, changes can continue to be made until the close of the public hearing on October 22nd.
I'll make a motion to accept the preliminary budget for 2026.
Second it. When's our final meeting? 22nd?
October 22nd.
Any more discussion? Roll call, Jim.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Deb.
Yep. And then the next, I need a motion to allow the preliminary budget to be filed with the town clerk and direct the clerk to advertise the preliminary budget available for review, advertise the proposed salaries of certain elected officials, and the time, date, and location of the public hearing.
I'll make the resolution for the primary budget be filed with the town clerk to close the meeting, and the clerk is directed to advertise the preliminary budget available for review, advertise, and propose salaries.
I'll second. I was just gonna say what she said.
You agreed.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No. Okay, the next budget meeting is October 7th. Depending on what goes on and whatnot, we may or may not need it. I'll let you know any changes. One thing I am checking on, I had a meeting with Jody Perrier today because we paid $10,000 for a dog shelter. And we were required to have a dog shelter, and most of them are full, can't take more customers. I've talked to him today to see if he would bring down the amount. He said no. So 5,000 of it is for strays, 5,000 of it is for holding any dangerous dogs. We've got 10 kennels there that we can use. We haven't brought a dog there since we've had the contract with him.